All right, and welcome to some more Supreme Vintage Cube Draft here on my YouTube channel. We pick 2 cards out of each pack, we ditch the rest. We do that 18 times, and then we build a deck. I'm going to take Mox Emerald and Orcish Bowmasters out of this pack. Flash and Fable are good as well, but can't go wrong with good old Power and the Bowmaster. Okay, so what do we have here? I feel like Memory Lapse for sure. And then it's probably going to be Tinker. Tinker, I mean, is good with Citadel and probably some more stuff. I can't really pass that up. Memory Lapse, cheap interaction, it's awesome. I don't really like Mox Diamond because the land count ends up so low a bunch of the times. Now I have a nice Time Walk and a nice Mana Vault. Outside of that, not much, in my opinion. Okay, so now we're kind of back to Earth with some normal cards, I would say. I like Sea Shark. That card is pretty decent. Aside from that, I don't really enjoy these cards. I could take Sword Supply Shares in case I get good fixing for it. I guess that's just the move. Let's take Plow. Put it out here alongside Tinker. Okay. Ancestral Recall, very easy. And then the question becomes, do I take Miscalculation or Mox Opal? There's also a case for Verdant Catacombs, actually. Miscalculation. Maybe this is a good spot to take Verdant Catacombs, because I actually want some kind of fixing, and that's going to do well with black duels down the road. Here's Urza's Saga. I love that card. Maybe we pick it up alongside Baleful Strix. Baleful Strix is not insane, but it's like blue-black, cheap artifact, cantrips. Probably decent pickup. Okay, so Prismatic Vista is going to improve my mana. I'm going to take that, and then I'm going to take Spell Pierce. Pretty, like, bread and butter stuff there. Ooh, Mox Ruby puts me at 4 power already. So let's see. Is Brain Freeze good? I don't think it's going to be very good, but who knows? Maybe I just take this Dismember. That's kind of a plow and it's castable in any deck. Maybe we can put the Plow aside. I don't know. So Mana Drain is awesome. What do we take aside from that? Mana Drain. Boom. There's a case to be made about Karn, Scion of Urza, because my deck is going to have high artifact count. So maybe we just take that. I think Coalition Relic is a bit too slow. Oof. Ooh, baby. Another Mox. And I mean, I could take Retrofitter. Retrofitter is just awesome with Karn, Saga, Chrome Host. Good with Tinker if I end up getting there. I could also take Wasteland because Urza's Saga and Tolarian Academy are so good in the format. Maybe that's better. Maybe that is better. Wasteland or Retrofitter? Okay. Okay, this is a good pack. So I have Sheldog Isle. I really like that card. I have Thoughtseize. I really like that card. I take those over the fixing. I really have to get some fixing soon. I feel like I'm in the same spot every time. Kind of postponing the fixing. Okay. So Pest Infestation is a really, really good card. I already have Verdant, so I'm likely to, link up with something green in the future. I have Mox Emerald already. Yeah, I'm gonna take Pest Infestation. And what's the other card I'm gonna take? Like, Talisman of Dominance? It's not, like, crazy broken, but maybe it's fine. It's that or Brazen Borrower, I guess. Let's just take the Talisman, double on color. Okay, this is definitely the worst pack so far. Not a lot of exciting cards for us here. It's like Rona and Fire Ice. Because the Temple Garden doesn't do anything for us, despite being green. Fire Ice, I guess it's always like serviceable. Oh yeah, these cards are really bad. Let's take the Rona. Hope to never play it. Let's see. Proving Ground actually works because that makes Verdant into a even red for fire. But yeah, all the others, okay, I'm gonna take that card for sure. Question is if Vampiric Tutor is even good in the deck. It will be if I get Tinker Citadel up and running. But maybe I just take Fairy Mastermind. I just enjoy the bread and butter nature of that card. All right, pack number 15. Not a great pack. Really not a great pack. I wonder if Murktide Region and Fatal Push are worth it. Fatal Push going to a second removal spell? Unclear if that's good. There's Tolarian Academy, but funnily enough, this is not the best Academy deck. I might pick up a few more cheap artifacts, though, so maybe it will be. So Urza is, like, winning the game, which is good. But so is Karn, Murktide Regent, Fairy Mastermind-ish. Ursa Saga already. I'm not going to take the Jace. That's just a worse One Ring. So maybe take, I don't know, Urza Academy? One Ring Academy? Okay, I'm going to take One Ring Academy, see what happens. Ooh, that is extremely disgusting. Getting Moxjet and Sol Ring here. This is the last pack, by the way. So, absolute last pack. I mean, Preordained Bread and Butter. Can't cast Minskin Boo. Would have been a cool card. Do I just take Dark Slick Shores? I guess that's good. Then I need to add 6 cards. And I don't even play the Tinker. I guess I could play the Rona. Mainly trying to see if I should take a playable here or not. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I'm going to play a bit high mana count, but I think that's reasonable. I have Wasteland and Ursa Saga in there. Picking that over not much. Okay. Yeah, it was really good to get the Sol Ring Mox pack in the end. I also have Ancestral Recall and Time Walk, so yeah, this deck is probably pretty darn strong. How many green sources do I have in here? I have 1, I have 2, I have 3. So if I play 1 forest, I'll go to 5, which is going to be plenty. So let's do that. How many blue do I have already? I have 1, 2, 3, 4. No, not that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 only. That's not a lot. I don't want to get to 10. Let's see how that works. Also 11, I guess, with the talisman, so I can actually cut 1. Let's count black. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 black, is that enough? 7 black for these cards. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, so I have a deck on my hands here. I'm not quite sure how good this is. Like, it's obviously an insane deck, but I think I have to lean a bit more on power this time because, well, how does my interaction line up? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not like that many, and I don't have like a broken finish the game in one swoop. Like a lot of stuff like that either. So I kind of have to play some threats, hope my like 1 counterspell or whatever I draw is enough, and then take it from there. But yeah, let's see how it goes. Supreme Cube is always a delight. You get to play with a lot of powerful cards. Let's see how it goes. Okay, here we have for round 1. My hand is completely insane. But I mean, we play Supreme, so I always take these hands with a grain of salt. Forest. It's been past bond. Okay, that's a good reason to play Forest. Let's see. Surin Orb. Academy. Okay. The opponent has 1 blue mana. Rainstorm. Sure. It's good to cast your brainstorms early and often in a format full of Bowmasters, Hull Breachers, and Masterminds, I guess. Wonder what is better, or can I do both? No, I can't do both. Maybe it's like the same. Get the shark into play from there. It's kind of insane. Let's play the shark, see what happens. Pest Infestation is my enemy. So if the opponent manages to fire off something like Draw 7, Fast Bond can really help them like leverage that. No play after the brainstorm. So that smells a bit like no play next turn either, if you ask me. I'll play Mana Vault, get one more artifact. So the synergy here is that these incubators, sure, they can attack, but they also grow the constructs. Now, if the opponent does something like, I don't know, draw a couple of cards or draw a single extra card off a cantrip or something on their turn, I have the Mastermind plus activate Saga because of Mana Vault. If nothing like that happens, which I suspect, because the opponent brainstormed past the turn last time, so they got kind of brainstorm locked, I'll just make a Saga token, make one more. Don't exactly get a crazy good draw, so I mean this game is not over yet. Let me put it that way. So I go land, make that incubator come alive. Attack for 10. Then the opponent has to beat me now, or I'm gonna win pretty handily off of these big boys. If I played Prismatic Vista, I could have gone 3/3 Murktide Regent. But I think it's better to hold up Mastermind. When the opponent shows Surin Orb, a card like Balance is very likely, and that could be annoying. Now let's see if we get balanced here. That would have been a good reason to... Ooh, Time Twister. So funnily enough, I think it's better to hold up mana for a counter post than play the Mastermind out and draw an extra card. So I'm going to let that resolve. I do draw Mana Drain. Time will tell if that's enough. Having one piece of interaction here is basically what I can hope for with this deck. I don't have a million counters. I didn't even see a Force of Will or a Force of Negation throughout the draft. That could definitely come back to bite me. The opponent doesn't have that much life to play with. I'm actually kind of happy I made the incubator into an attacker. Every life point could matter here. There's a Dawara. The opponent now has 3 mana, which is not a ton. And with how hard the constructs are hitting, the life gain from Zuran Orb is not going to matter unless it's like actual infinite. Okay. Discard the Carnosaur to kill a 1/1. I now have 14 damage. The opponent can go to 14 life. So, I mean, even if the opponent had to sack their whole board and be at like 1 or 2, it's just over, right? I can Thought Seize my opponent. I can Pest Infestation down their stuff. I can still hold up Mana Drain. That's just super over. Okay, Fast Bond is scary, and I don't know if Push and Dismember are even live cards against that deck. I think they will be, to be honest. Can't cast Plow, just checking, not even a Pearl. Nope, can't cast Plow. I'll have to do with 4-man's Plow. Okay. I have turn 1 Spell Pierce, turn 2 Strix. Play from there. This is like the bottom of the barrel when it comes to keeps, I would say. I think this is a keep, but oof, not pretty. Mox Diamond. Generally not good news. Suranorp. Pass. Super strange. I'll play Darkslick Shores. I hold up the flexibility between Fatal Push and Spell Pierce. Her opponent has perfect mana here. Jeskai, land, and Mox Diamond, so they have spells, they can cast them. I'm gonna play out the Emerald in case the opponent manages to resolve a draw 7. And I think if the opponent does nothing, I'll cycle Proving Ground on the end of their turn. I'm ready to get Hull Breachered, but I think it's fine to kind of keep things moving. The opponent did not have Hull Breacher, thankfully enough, and I draw Ancestral Recall Mox. Holy smokes. That is some good stuff. So now the question becomes, how much do I play around my opponent having a business spell and a soft counter? I'm fine playing the Strix. I think chipping away at my opponent is going to be important at some stage. And I'm not sure when I fire off that it's Ancestral, to be honest. This could be Sailing to the West? Okay, sure. I wonder if the opponent has some kind of reanimation package, because that would be scary. I'm actually going to hold on to the Ancestral. I think I can find a better spot for it. I'm going to play the Vista. I'm not going to crack it just yet, because there could be some good situation with Fatal Push and Revolt. The opponent found 5th mana. Don't do anything with it. I like just tapping their diamond here. I'm not in a hurry. I feel like I'll find some. I have a lot of like incidental win cons, like lands, like flash creatures, like whatever. I can find those. Karn is also fine. So now could be a good time to Ancestral before my turn, actually. Let's Ancestral Recall. I expect some kind of a fight here. It's really confusing if there isn't a fight. Opponent is in the tank. I get to Spell Pierce a Cryptic Command. That's always good news. No Force of Will. I draw into Drain. That's huge. Ooh. Mana Drain. Sick. Ooh, even Ursa Saga. Yeah, beautiful. So let's see. Before I do anything, I'll move to the second main phase. Because if I have to drain, like, a Force of Negation, at least I get the mana next turn. And then I'm going to think about what to do. Murktide Radiant is a 6/6. That's pretty good clock. Murktide Radiant is a 6/6. Can I do both and hold up Drain? I can. Okay. I'll just make the creature. I mean, I'm here to try and finish off my opponent. So in a perfect world, I would have had one more mana, so I could still like push with Revolt, but I think this is fine. If the opponent has some kind of interaction from my creatures, I'm not going to bother. So let's see. Dak Faden. I think that card is supposed to be beatable here. I'm not going to do anything about Dak. If the opponent... Yeah, this is like... Okay, they take Sapphire. Fine. Then I attack the Dak, start attacking my opponent. Marks Ruby. Not super exciting. Still fine. Make another one. Play land. Attack Dak because I don't want my opponent to sculpt a great hand. The opponent's at 13. I should be hitting for very, very, very high number next turn. So I'm fine passing. Now the opponent needs to beat me, I feel like. I should have, like, I don't know, 25 power or something. Very, very, very much. Very, very much. A lot of power. There's a steam vent. A little bit of damage. I'm scared about balance, I gotta say. But this is not a balance. Let's see. If the opponent start... What's going on here? I'll make a token. I'll untap. I'll make one more token. Let's see, I'll just search up Soul Ring. I'm sure that's fine. Yeah, I guess just attack and win. Yeah, I don't even know what the opponent was trying to do here. Probably some kind of teamer land type draw 7 deck that kind of went wrong. But yeah, it is what it is. Sometimes we don't get the best opposition, but that happens. All right, let's see if we can continue our winning ways. Don't go anywhere. Okay, this is round 2 of the Supreme Vintage Cube Draft Tournament. I am on the play with a decent hand. I can get a Rona into play turn 1 and kind of go from there. I can even flip it turn 2 if I want to, I believe. It's just kind of funny. The opponent's on a mulligan to 6. The Rona is not really the best card in my deck, but sometimes it's serviceable. Prismatic Vista gets cracked for planes. Okay. Swords to Plowshares. Sure. Rona's gone. So let's see. If I have to memory lapse, I'll be kind of sad to fetch out Swamp, but maybe it's fine since I have the Emeralds. My opponent doesn't do anything. I can just fetch out the Triland. Let's see if we can find one of our haymakers. Pest Infestation is a haymaker later, just not now. So now let's see how like playing interactive Magic holds up in this format. Memory Lapse, Dismember, Pest Infestation. Narset. Let's at least delay that for a turn. Come on, baby. Mox Ruby, not gonna do a whole lot. So maybe this is where I just go like big Pest Infestation. I think that's the way to play. Make 6 1/1s. And make that Narset as bad as possible. And I have the Dismember to kind of clear the way and hope my small pests can do it. Caracas, interesting. That is good against my Rona. The opponent didn't have that at the time. Then they would have just bounced it. Let's see if they have anything better to do than the Narset I just put on top of their library. I'm looking to draw stuff like Karn, like Saga, like the One Ring. Okay. The opponent maybe didn't have a better play than the Narset, who knows? Okay, we didn't learn much there, except for the fact my opponent has Swords to Plowshares. That's something to think about. Okay, let's run it back. Gonna be on the draw again. Let's see. I didn't spend a lot of clock. I spent 1.5 minute clock on that game. And I actually feel like we did play like a decent amount of turns, but I guess the decisions weren't that complicated. What about this hand? I think it's fine. It's not perfect, and even the Academy is even a dead card in my opener, which is kind of funny. Ooh, the opponent with some good stuff here. We can just sit back and say, yeah, I don't have any. I need to play turn 1 Shelldock to have turn 2 Memory Lapse. Oh, somehow did not click the land. So maybe just have an extra turn in the future bank. So I'm worried about this turn. Very worried. Don't do it. 7 mana. Gonna pass the turn here. That's huge. So I guess my hope is that my opponent's hand is just interactive. And then we can kind of play a longer game. I only have Memory Lapses interaction. Actually, that's not true. The Bowmasters could be interacting against a bunch of stuff. Maybe I just play like passively here. Okay. Let's play tap land. Then next turn, I have 4 mana and I can play Bowmasters and Memory Lapse on the same turn cycle while I kind of waste my opponent's mana in the meantime. Let's say they just had like a mana leak or whatever. Then if I play into that, it's just not that efficient. This is just better. When I has 3 cards in hand with 9 mana, I could lose any time to a lot of stuff. Ancestral Recall. That is, that could be a trap. I'll just say that much. That could be a trap. Could be the best draw ever. Could be a trap. So right now, the opponent has the mana advantage, but I kind of have the Shelldog Island advantage. I think because I have so many cards in hand, this is time to play my Bowmaster. I don't want to like go to cleanup or there's a chance I could have waited 1 turn here. Is this Cryptic Command? I don't think I'm supposed to allow that. I think I'll memory lapse my own spell. I've never done that before, actually. Because, sure, I'm skipping my draw step. But Orcish Bowmasters is a great card, and I negate my opponent a draw. This is Force and Negation, most likely. Okay, so Force and Negation, that works. Then I get to resolve Ancestral Recall, most likely. Let me put it that way. And then we might have a game. We might have a game on our hands here. Because now I can go Ursa Saga, play, I don't know, the One Ring? Probably. That card is pretty good. I'm going to draw the card now. Okay, so now I'm basically, I'm outdrawing my opponent heavily, but I don't have any, like, I don't have any answers. If the opponent goes, like, 4 Theolingas, then I just can't do anything. Wow, the opponent passes. Okay, now I really like my spot. Lose a life, sure. Sol Ring, what a draw. So I go Sol Ring. So let's see. I feel like I wanna... Maybe I just want to draw cards on the opponent's turn. I can get to a Time Walk now. The reason why I don't want to draw 2 cards now is that if the opponent has Hull Breacher with Counterspell, then I don't have Revolt for the double removal to be active. I mean, the Time Walk is also going to be good later. And even Time Walk on the opponent's end step, which is kind of funny. The Revolt. Maybe I'm overreacting here. What happens if I make a token with Saga, play Tolarian Academy, play Preordain? I wonder if my opponent would bite. I'm going to play this. Do I draw 2 cards? Or do I just do it on my opponent's turn? I'll Preordain now. Since I don't have blue anyway. Pest Infestation is a sicko card. But now I'm kind of... Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I played poorly. I'm just scared of, like, the worst case scenario here. The opponent only showed, like, Jeskai Fair stuff up until now. I have so many more resources, but... Yeah. Passing the turn. Try and draw with Ring. The opponent didn't have anything. I draw 2 Moxen. Yeah. I'm just ready to get destroyed by something holding my big hand here. 4 Theolingus would be the best card, I think. I don't have it. Oh. And now I don't think they get another turn. Okay, what is this? 9 mana. Is this Portal to Phyrexia? Just, you know, getting that card into play? No, that can't be. Mind Twist! That's beautiful. I actually might beat that card, but it's that's beautiful. That's a big punishment for drawing with Ring. Oof. Yes, I can't play any of my cards. Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Maybe this burden doesn't even fetch anything. I actually don't even have I don't even have blue mana now. This is funny. No! I mean, oh my god. Hmm. Okay, my brain fried, and now we might lose. Okay, that's definitely making things interesting here. Yes, playing that card, thought seizing my opponent. Oh boy, this is so bad. Mm-hmm. That card gets plowed. Take the mana leak. Oh boy. I messed up here. Big time. I might lose this game. What do I have? I have like Murktide. I'm trying to think about like what win conditions I have. This is terrible. Hmm. Let's play Baleful Strix. Terra Mastermind is a cool one. I might want to take my opponent um, off red here. I think that's pretty good. Take my opponent off red. One, two. I don't think this fetches anything. Let's check. This doesn't fetch anything. I can still play that end of turn. Perfect. So I can play Fairy Mastermind, but maybe I'm supposed to tap the Mana Bolt instead. Maybe that's just better. Let's go Ice the Mana Bolt. I draw 7 cards in deck. I can flip the Rona, play Mastermind. I have a mana drain. Okay. Guess I'm not activating the ring anymore. So let's see. Black, colorless, and that one. So transform. Attack for 6. Hold up drain. Play Mastermind. Take 4 from the ring, go to 6. Yeah, this is way too close. The opponent with 0 cards in hand, so they need like back-to-back sicko card to punish my horrible play over here. Like, just terrible. Go to 6. Opponent's at 2. Last turn. Playing with my food over here, not making a Saga token. Maybe that was just... Yeah, maybe that was the only thing. Getting mind twisted there is like pretty hard to predict. I don't know. Yeah, that was so scrappy. I didn't deserve to win that one. At least I should have been forced into a game 3, but that didn't happen. That means we're ready for the finals. Don't go anywhere, guys. All right, here we are for the finals. I'm on the play. And I have triple Mox turn 1 Karn, Sign of Urza. So while that's not anything that can't lose to combo, I think that's good enough. Karn making a 4/4, then yeah, making sure I have 2 5/5s next turn. I cast Baleful Strix. That means there are 6 6s. I think that's a chance we take. That's good enough. Island Sensei's Divining Top. That is also a start. Baleful Strix. Ancestral Recall. Oh my god. Is this... Did the opponent just die before getting their second turn? I'm one artifact off. Okay, got it. So if I draw an artifact, it's game over, baby. Plus the Karn. Let's see it. Okay, Forest Pest Infestation. Good choice. I'll play Shelldock to set up for whatever disaster might come. Ooh, Bowmasters. That would have been great. Attack for 13. You're at 1. My opponent needs a miracle. Let's see if that works. Workshop? Is this the One Ring? Okay, I like that. So the opponent can never activate it, though. I'm trying to think about what can happen here. The opponent randomly draws a card. I want to draw a card as well. Yeah, I guess they figured it was not really worth the wait. That was unbelievable. Turn 1 Karn, turn 2 Ancestral Recall, Time Walk, Baleful Strix. Attack you down to 1, you're up. Okay, I mean, the opponent plays Mishra's Workshop, so I like having Pest Infestation in my deck. Let's go! Let's see if we can finish the job. Okay. I have turn 1, if need be, Pest Infestation. And I can cast a Preordain to kind of go deeper. I mean, there's a world where I'm willing to just kill like a random Mox turn 1. Let's say the opponent goes Land Sol Ring. Definitely willing to do that. I guess that's not going to happen now. It's action Probe, sneaking a peek. Okay, fair enough. Okay. So I think my move is just kill the Mana Crypt. The opponent's down to 2 cards. Then they have a one-shot Basalt and the Jet left. I think that's fine. Then I can Thoughtseize next turn. Pest Infestation target Mana Crypt. I get 2 1/1s, which is not a big deal, but it's not nothing. Mox. And the opponent had to pass the turn. That's big, big, big for us. So now I can either Thoughtseize or hold up Bowmasters. I think Thoughtseize is just better. I'm going to Thoughtseize first to try and bait out the Bowmasters if the opponent has one. Wow. Ooh, okay. The opponent is 1 mana off the Jewel. The thing about the Jewel is I don't care too much about that. Mainly because I have a couple of pests and even like a Bowmaster. But maybe that's the card that can kind of lead to the worst things. Fractured Identity. My opponent's my opponent's just too far off the other cards. Let's cast Preordain. Ooh, these cards are good. I will happily keep both. So the reason why these are particularly good is, look, Baleful Strix is just helping reduce my opponent's life total. But this card against a card like Basalt Monolith is just such a brutal tempo loss. Let's say the opponent got the mana to play whatever Haymaker. Wow. Okay. That is definitely... Okay, this is kind of nasty. So the opponent goes Cityscape Leveler here. The opponent can kill one of my non-land permanents. So most likely a Mox, but let's see. I will memory lapse it, which makes it a dead draw for the opponent next turn. But yeah, okay, the workshop was obviously pretty insane. Oh, okay, the opponent's seen enough. Wow. So this means that they're gonna draw a brick next turn. They don't have the mana to untap Basalt Monolith, but I'm only attacking for 2 each turn. I guess the opponent they were in a terrible position. I play Baleful Strix. I keep drawing into my deck. I develop the Bowmasters as well. They know about that. And from there, the clock is kind of fast. But I'm not. I mean, I'm not winning the game if the opponent can string together some good draws. But I guess I was highly favored to do so at least. Oof, that was a beating. Did we drop a game this time? No, we didn't drop a game. Oof. Yeah, that was just a beating. I really like how this deck played out. I think I have figured out like how to draft the format, and it's pretty cool when the results pay off as well, because that's definitely not something you can guarantee in this day and age, and especially like with this absurd power level in all decks basically. Okay, that's it for one more day of Supreme Cube. I might be back with more. I haven't decided yet, but I'll be back with more Magic, that's for sure. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and see you next time.